We're here at the Teacher Educator Conference in Hyderabad 2014, and I'm very pleased to say that we have with us here Tom Power, who's just this minute come off stage. So thank you for agreeing to come and speak to us after your talk.
My pleasure.
And welcome. I think the first question I'd like to ask you is about the theme of the whole conference, which is innovation in English language teacher education. Really just to get an idea from you about what your interpretation of that theme is.
I think for me, innovation is around finding new ways of helping people develop the skills and competences that they need to be effective English language teachers. And from our perspective particularly, we see enormous opportunities for that kind of innovation through the explosion of mobile technologies that have occurred over the last 10 or 15 years, where now almost everybody has a mobile device that's capable of audio and video playback and things, which wasn't the case 10 years ago. But it's also, as well as the technology, I think the innovation is in the way that you support people in developing those skills, and really the emphasis on people's own experiences and sharing the practices and what's worked and what's not done, and finding new ways to create that opportunity for them.
Okay, thank you. In your talk, you spoke at length about the English in Action program that you've been working on in Bangladesh. Could you, for the benefit, I think, of the audience on the website who maybe weren't able to watch the talk online and aren't able to be here, I wonder if you could briefly kind of summarise the program and outline what you see are the key ingredients to successful M-Learning program.
Sure. And the English in Action program, we work with teachers for a period of sort of 12 to 18 months. And I think the first point there is that actually it takes time to develop competence in new teaching and learning strategies. I don't think it's something you can do in a couple of days training or a couple of weeks training even. I think it takes time to put those things into practice, and that you need the support of your peers and opportunity to share what's working, what isn't, and have feedback and support for that over a period of time. So I think one of the features that is distinctive about what we do compared to the current government programs is that it's supported over a period of time. I think the other aspect to it is that because we need to reach very large numbers of people, we can't depend on bringing in international experts to work with small groups, and we don't have time even to train up lots of people and give them the years of experience that they need, and then sort of reach out in a cascade way. So we try to embed the English language teaching expertise and examples of what that looks like in practice onto mobile technology. We've downloaded videos that show teachers new practices that help them think about what it is that makes something effective or less effective in that particular example that they've just looked at, and provides models for them. We've also provided teachers with resources to use in the classroom, so they've got audio that is linked to the textbook that they can take into the classroom and use with their students to bring in the target language. And then we've wrapped around that expertise and resource in the mobile technology lots of essentially peer support at the local level. So we have pairs of teachers working together in their school, and then we bring those teachers from local schools together in their area regularly. So it's instead of having external expertise in terms of face-to-face contact with an expert, we've embedded that in the materials and wrapped peer support around it instead. I think that's the essence of the approach that we've taken.
Okay. So it's a very large-scale project, isn't it? I think you're talking about 60-something thousand teachers at the moment it's...
Yeah, at the moment we have to reach 64,000 teachers in the next couple of years through pre-service training. The government of Bangladesh and DFID are both encouraging us to extend that reach significantly, and if there's some extra funding, which we hope might be coming along soon, we might have to reach as many as 120,000 plus teachers and around 17 million students.
Wow, okay. So there were a lot of, obviously there were a lot of challenges involved in that.
Yeah.
What some of the challenges, some of the key challenges that you found in scaling a project up like that?
I think the principle that we have high quality audio visual materials and that we use those to support teachers' professional development is one that is signed up to very easily. Everyone can see the impact that that's had on what teachers are doing in the classroom and the improvements in students' ability to communicate in English. So it's very easy to get people to agree to that as being a good idea, and they'd like a piece of that. And in principle, it's quite easy, provided funding is available, to get people to want to support that with the appropriate technology. The costs of the kit that we're using are going to be very low. In the final few years of the project, teachers will be using their own mobile phones, so all we'll have to provide them in terms of hardware is an SD card with the audiovisual resources on it. And the teachers will also need a rechargeable speaker so they can use the audio in the classroom. And I think that's going to be something in the region of about £10 or £15 a speaker. So the investment in technology is quite low, and I think the government are quite prepared to look at how they can support us with that and provide that to the teachers that will participate. I think the main area of challenge is that at the moment most of the training that's delivered for teachers in Bangladesh takes the form of one-off training. So teachers will come to a centre, they'll stay there for 6 days or maybe more depending on what the training is, and then they return to the school. And what we really want to do is to encourage the government to create opportunities for teachers to come back after that initial training over a period of a year, so they get a chance to share their experiences of what's happening in the classroom, what's working, and what problems they're having and how to overcome those. I think in principle the government's very keen to do that, but in practice obviously that's a change to the policy of how professional development is currently being implemented, and they've just got to go through the cycles of approval and just work out how they can sort of change the structure within the country to do that, and that's where the challenge is at the moment, really.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Just one final question, and then obviously you're free to go. Just in terms of obviously we've talked about the theme of this year's conference. Looking ahead, perhaps to next year in 2015, what themes would you like to see addressed at the Teacher Educator Conference next year?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we face in teacher education and in terms of influencing the policy dialogue and getting more effective forms of teacher education to be more widely adopted is really around the evidence base for what works and what doesn't, and why, or in what context a particular approach is appropriate. So I think one of the things that I would really like to see would be a theme on monitoring and evaluation, and on how we evaluate the teacher education programs that we've got, what kind of evidence we have that we can present to governments and donors in order to sort of convince them to adapt more effective practices. So for me it would really be around the development of a good evidence base.
Okay, fantastic. Tom, thank you very much for taking the time to come and speak to us.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Okay,
Thank you.